Good morning. Welcome, wakey, wakey. It's the Monday morning cup of coffee. I'm your host, Tommy Womack. I've got my Kinks coffee cup today. See that? Right there. It's the cover of the Something Else album. So let's have a Kinksy sip of coffee together, shall we? Had a nice restful weekend. Didn't have any gigs this weekend. Seems like I had one in the middle of the week last week, but I guess I'm mistaken. I had a whole bunch of gigs last weekend during the Americana Fest, but all is quiet now in Nashville, and I'm free to do things like yak at you on the video. Not a whole lot going on in October gigs-wise. I may be in Madisonville, Kentucky, my hometown, on October 18th. We're working out details. It's some sort of citywide entertainment thing. And I'll probably have to, keep it clean, do the clean version of a Tommy Womack show. I'm actually pretty good at that. I'm pretty good at changing lyrics on the fly right in the middle of the song. I just find a word that isn't the F-bomb or the SH-bomb or, I always use the C word. I often replace the F-bombs with C word. And nobody seems to mind hearing the word cat now and then. Seems to go over all right. October 14th through the 17th. This is exciting. This is big. I'll be in Brooklyn mixing the new record with Eric Gamble. And thank you so much. Over 200 people have contributed. And the recording sessions are paid for. I've got enough money still to do that, and I have enough to master it. And maybe even do the artwork, we'll see. But I don't have enough to manufacture it. So if you haven't given to the GoFundMe, I'd appreciate it. There'll be a link underneath this video in the first comment, probably. And that's all I'm going to say about it. I've been trying my best to ride the fine line between trying to get people to contribute and not beating you over the head with it, because I had advice for a record 2 records ago that I did. Said you gotta hit them hard, 9 out of 10 people see only 1 out of 10 of your posts, and then 9 out of 10 people who see your post I forget the rest of the way it worked. Anyway, I overdid it. I'm trying not to overdo it this time, but your contributions will be helpful. And like I said, I need a lot more funds to pay for manufacturing, unless I get a record deal. And believe it or not, this is naive and pie in the sky, but I'm going to look for a record label. I'm going to look for a record deal. School Kids Records did me great last time. And I hope they'll take me again, or somebody. And that's the big stuff going on in October. And then we have the first week of November, and you know what that means. Ballot time. Cast that ballot. And I encourage you to vote, unless you're voting for Trump. Then I am pleading with you, don't vote. Don't even get near the polling station. If you're a Kamala Harris fan, please vote. Please go. And me, I'm straight ticket Democrat. I just go down the list of Democrats. I haven't voted Republican since 1984. I actually voted for Ronald Reagan on his second presidential campaign for his second term, because I just thought at the time, first of all, I was young and dumb, full of cum, I was 21 years old, I think, and Reagan just seemed to make, I just liked his charisma a little better than I thought Mondale could ever do. I didn't have a whole lot of confidence in Mondale. So I voted for Reagan that year, and that's the only Republican I've ever voted for anything. Dog catcher, buildings inspector, compliance officers, those fat security guards outside of high schools, nothing. Straight ticket Democrat. And that's all I'm going to say about that. And not a lot is going on, and I'm going to try to make that time work for me by reading some of the books I got piled up. I've gotten in a bad habit of going down the YouTube rabbit hole at bedtime, and I don't read my books. I've got tons of books. Steve Gorman's book about being in the Black Crowes. It's been on my nightstand forever, and I had trouble picking the book up at first because I resent the Black Crowes. I don't resent Steve personally. Personally, I like Steve. He's a great guy. But they got famous and Government Cheese didn't, and we sort of had associations at the time. I knew Steve from back in college. So there's only really a few artists that I resent, except for the fact that I resent every one of my friends who's made it big, and I haven't. And I know it's childish, I know it's sour grapes, I know all that. And that's me. That's just who I am. I am what I am. And so as John Cleese said of the Monty Python group, we want each other to do well, just not too well. Not so well that it becomes irritating. That's how I am. There might be a couple more gigs come across in October. If you've ever planned to have a house concert and host one, well then get in touch with me. Tommy Womack loves you at gmail.com. And going to have a promo film coming out sometime this week for a t-shirt sale and other items for sale, including some vintage Government Cheese vinyl from the old days, which a whole box of it was discovered in the back closet of an Athens record store and sent to me by Kurt Wood, who's a mutual friend of mine and Ort's. If you don't know who Ort is, read Cheese Chronicles. And so that's a sale that's coming up before long, and I'll probably play a couple of live streams from the house. I'm working in my new song, so my dream is to do a live stream where I read a little bit, and then otherwise I do all songs from the new record because I need an excuse to learn them. I'm terrible about rehearsing at home by myself. I get so bored with myself. I know what I sing like. I know what I play like. It just bores the piss pot out of me, hearing myself play. But I am trying some things. I've got a nice Rickenbacker guitar now, so I've pulled out all my old REM records and learning to properly play Radio Free Europe and Talk About the Passion and Harbor Coat, Pretty Persuasion, things like that. And I've got a good Gretsch guitar now, so I've been pulling out my old Stray Cats records. I've been trying to learn Stray Cat Strut, all the leads and everything. And the big kahuna is Double Talkin' Baby by the Stray Cats. That's a hard one to play. And I've never gotten past the first lyric, but on YouTube, if you want to learn how to play any song in the world, it's up there on YouTube and you can see it. And they'll have a tutorial and show you how to play it. Isn't that nice? Isn't that sweet? So, I think that's about all I got to tell you. Not an eventful week coming up, except I'm also going to be working on my Patreon page, and I apologize to all of the patrons who have got jack shit out of the deal from me for a while now, and I'm going to reformat it. And my dream is that $5 gets you in for the whole month, and you get access to everything. No more giving tiers. $5 gets you in. You get to hear my entire recorded catalog, read all 3 of my books, hear a lot of outtakes, get your own personal essays. I'm going to do all that now as soon as I can get the Patreon stuff ironed out and set up the way I want to. So you can look forward to that sometime soon, I hope. And that's it. That's definitely it this time. No more, no mas, fini, shit can, jettison, out of here. Don't let the bastards get you down. Rock and roll all night and party every day. Don't be afraid to be the first one to say I love you. And have a good week.